good morning, and big up to everyone. It's your boy Mark, an MUFC fan. You know what it is, guys, and I'm here shamelessly this morning. I'm gonna be chatting some big talk because you want to know something. United has done it again. What have they done? They just hijacked another C-level executive from another rival. Is it Manchester United teaching these rivals a lesson? When you talk too much, we're gonna come get you. You know what it is? It's the shameless talk this morning. Manchester United apparently poaching Dan Ashworth from Newcastle. You know, when the rivals were saying it can't be done, Newcastle has so much going for them. He would never leave. Guess what? Dan Ashworth handed in his resignation. He's already told Newcastle United he wants to leave, admits United interests, he's ready to take the job. Guys, how long is this process going to take? What's this length of his garden leave? We all see posts yesterday, 8, possibly 6 to 8 million in compensation ready to be paid by Manchester United. What is happening? Get into the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Smash those likes, hit the subscribe buttons, and don't forget to hit that bell. Ding! So you know when I'm live again, guys. Big up to all of you. Let's get this start to this show on the road. Big up to everybody joining me. You know what it is. Get in those comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how you're feeling this morning as a Manchester United fan. And most of all, let me know what are your thoughts? Where do you think Manchester United is going to end up at the end of the season? I know it hasn't been a good start, but you know what? Proof is in the pudding. And the last 4 results have been consistent. They have been decent. If we average it, they've been good. Because at the end of the day, in the last 4 games, Manchester United has not only scored 15 goals, but we've won all 4 games. Guys, what are your thoughts? Let's get right into this stuff. You know, let's keep it short, keep it simple, and get you informed. Guys, here's what's new. Manchester United poached Dan Ashworth to teach Newcastle a harsh reality. Guys, what's that harsh reality? Still a small club. That's what it is. Even those who speak publicly rarely and choose their words carefully, there is danger that sometimes statements scarcely stand the test of time. I'm excited to start working immediately and look forward to being a part of the team that is helping the club grow and achieve a long-term success, says Dan Ashworth in June 2002. That was when he was unveiled as Newcastle's new sporting director, now on a second spell of gardening leave in 2 years. Ashworth is unable to start work at Manchester United immediately. His current and future employers will have to negotiate how long he spends in limbo, with the new regime at Old Trafford willing to wait 1 year and hints from the Tyneside that Ashworth could be sidelined until 2026. One United may ask 20 million in compensation to make him available straight away. Another is unwilling to pay 10. There was a time when a transfer between 2 clubs involved the shock sale of Andy Cole, not an expensive pursuit of a director of football. The speed added to the surprise of Cole's move. The Ashworth deal could be more drawn out, guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. You know, let's get right in. But if Ashworth was supposed to supply stability at St. James's Park, he has proved a short-term figure, now wanted to oversee a long-term success at Old Trafford instead. There may be an irony that, as Newcastle have accepted the world's richest club need to sell to give more leeway with profitability and sustainability rules to spend, the first lucrative departure could actually be the man hired to oversee their recruitment strategy. Beyond that, though, there is a sense of the game's pecking order actually remaining intact. One can feel unexpected in the context of Newcastle's 2021 takeover by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. The haters have become the hunters have become the hunted. The club with bottomless wealth, albeit unable to utilize much of it within the parameters of financial fair play, raided themselves. Reasons can be offered for Ashworth's willingness to move, enjoying less power at St. James's Park that he might have elsewhere. Guys, what the reality is, his family home is far nearer to Manchester than Tyneside. A long-standing relationship with Dave's Brilford, but this could be seen as the revenge of the established order. It might have been expected that Newcastle will be plucking pivotal figures from Manchester United by now, not vice versa. A reflection of a fallen giant's residual pulling power may also illustrate the renewed ambition at Old Trafford, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe's arrival. And if both sets of owners could underline how the super rich football clubs can now form offshoots of oil, gas, and a wider energy industry, there's an obvious contrast between the local boy and lifelong fan made good and the involvement of a state thousands of miles away. It can illustrate the impact of belated introduction of regulation to football's wild west. Newcastle are constrained in what they can spend. It marks a different from the past, from when the sudden emergence of the moneyed challenger, be it Chelsea or Manchester City, meant United were in their sights. And that in turn was because United was a superior side then. But the nouveau riches have tended to come for United 2 decades ago, as a host of Sir Alex Ferguson's transfer targets ended up at Stamford Bridge. A few years later, Manchester City erected their famous billboards proclaiming, "Welcome to Manchester," to Carlos Tevez. The forward pilfered from under United's noses. Samir Nasri, too, was on United's radar and ended up at City. Now times have changed. Indeed, Newcastle's recruitment has tended to be admired, at least until the various difficulties experienced by Sandro Tonali, Lewis Hall, and Harvey Barnes means their summer 2023 window currently ranks as a failure. But because they avoided the pitfalls of the pitfalls the other United tumbled into, they rarely shopped in the same markets, but Newcastle, in some cases before Ashworth's arrival, often found young players on an upward trajectory, and in cases such as Alexander Isak, Anthony Gordon, and Bruno Guimaraes, generated value by improving players. When they signed older players, they did not do so at Casemiro-sized fees. They have not had their version of Anthony. Over the past 5 windows, each spent around 400 million. There is no doubt Newcastle have bought better. And if Dan Ashworth's role is not limited to transfer, if United are looking to bring in others to assist him, Southampton's director of football, Jason Wilcox, is of interest. There may be the sense that they are looking to copy Newcastle, a club 7 points below them in the table, albeit one who have won their last 3 meetings. Certainly, if Ashworth starts soon, United could benefit from the knowledge of Newcastle's plans, perhaps their targets as well. Even before Ashworth goes, the sense he was gettable has shown this season has provided Newcastle with an unwanted reality check. Some at St James's Park who would argue they never needed one, realizing last season amounted to overachievement and that they had qualified for the Champions League sooner than they had felt was feasible. But Newcastle's wealth has not insulated them from approaches. Bayern Munich targeted Kieran Trippier in January. There are questions if Guimaraes will go in the summer. The first through the exit, however, may be the man who, under other circumstances, would have been charged with finding a replacement for Guimaraes. And Ashworth would add another layer of complexity to a relationship between two clubs competed for the title in the 1990s. The silverware invariably went to Manchester United at Old Trafford, but the Newcastle fans have spent the best part of 3 decades chorusing, "Shearer turned you down." Alan Shearer preferred his native Tyneside, but when Dan Ashworth materializes in Manchester, some may see it as United putting Newcastle's ambitious upstarts in their place. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you're thinking. It's been bright and early, and I know I'm early. I know I'm on time, but it's one of those shameless mornings, guys, so you got to be here and ready to deliver. ManUnited is coming in. Big up to you. Big up to Kenny Fan TV. I heard Newcastle fans on Twitter got rattled. Of course they're rattled. So, Dan Ashworth said, you know what? Move on. get me to Old Trafford. Big up to the lad. You know what I mean? I might not be so hyped about Dan Ashworth, but the pull of United is something any United fan could beat their chest about because we're the big guns. We're the most storied franchise. Good morning to you, GB. Big up to you. How you're doing? Pass the word to all. Let's get Mark to 150 subs. Thank you so much, my bro. Big up to you. I made it. Really? Are you serious? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I'm here on time, bro. You know how it is. You know how it is. What's going on? But I just wanted to talk to you guys about the fact that Dan Ashworth is already on gardening leave, already said to Newcastle in advance that he is ready to resign. Guys, your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. It's obviously going to be an upgrade to Manchester United because, right now above Eric Ten Hag, we already have Barada coming in. There's no need to keep Mertz or Fletcher. It's time to get rid of these guys. And want to know something? Whether or not Manchester United pays £6 or £8 million to get Dan Ashworth, he's definitely going to be an upgrade to what we have. I would have preferred to get Paul Mitchell, maybe. But at the same time, beggars can be choosers. And at the end of the day, upgrade is still an upgrade. Fans overhyping Xabi Alonso, bro. You gotta leave some fans. The hipsters always want to be hip. They want to be first. They want to trend set. Sometimes trend setting is not for sports, guys. I let you know. Sports has a traditional history. It's not just only hard work. There's something with mentality and natural ability as well that goes in hand. And as much as the hipsters will say Xabi Alonso is doing well, I agree with him. He's doing very well in Germany. As you know, I watch the Bundesliga a lot. He's not too far from where I'm at, to be fair. And at the same time, you know what? Let him win this season. If he wins, let's see what he does next season. I would respect Xavi Alonso more, in my opinion, if he was to turn down offers of moving, stay at Leverkusen one more season, and take them as far as he can in the Champions League. I think it's only fair to a club that, he's taken from nowhere, that hasn't won any titles and got them in a title race, that, if he wins the title with this group of players, he should also take them in their first season of the Champions League. I think it would be better for his CV. I think as a coach, as a person, I think he would be much more respected if he does something like that rather than leave immediately with his success. I think if he leaves immediately, it doesn't prove that he's a great manager. I think he might eventually prove that he's a great manager, but I think real confidence of a manager is someone who's willing to take a chance, not only to get a double in his league, but to fight in the Champions League for the first season with the club he's got there. So he could take the easy route, go to Liverpool or go to Bayern Munich or go to Barcelona. But you know what? If I was him, I would stay at Leverkusen. I heard Murtaugh leaving at the end of the season. Is it true? Well, I mean, you can't have Dan Ashworth and John Murtaugh working in the same position. Now, can you, Kenny? At the same time, excuse me. You know what? I think John Murtaugh has made enough money at Manchester United, just like Richard Arnold, who I actually have a little bit more respect for because he was a guy that put his neck out for the true meaning of sport. You know what I mean? And a lot of people might call Richard Arnold lots of names, but I have to say kudos to the guy because he believes in what he believes in. And if no one knows what I'm talking about, I'm definitely going to mention it because Richard Arnold was the one who, after the private investigation was done, stuck his neck out and said, you know what? We're going to rehabilitate Mason at home. And it took little less than 10,000 United fans who I have never seen marching in the Glazers Out movement to change that and destroy our transfer window this summer, all because they are narcissistic, in my honest opinion. Now, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I would be honest and I would say that the true intent of sport, whether it be football, track and field, athletics, gymnastics, any sport, basketball, is always to help someone reach the best that they can be in life. And not everyone who plays sports is the ideal character. This is why they play sports, because sports helps you build character, just like a host of other things that people do. And if you take that away from them, you're only leaving them with negativity, guys. You know what I mean? We got to look past, the little infractions or some things that we can work past, because at the end of the day, people can rehabilitate. Not only that, but they could redeem themselves. That's why we have these words that exist in the English language and other languages as well. Back to football. I'm super hyped for the rest of the season. I'm not saying we're going to do a madness, but I'm hoping that we continue this winning streak going. 4 games on the bounce. Our striker is red hot in form. 6 goals in 7 goals in 6 games. The youngster is doing fine. Fine fettle for the young Rasmus Højlund, guys. And a lot of people were probably crying in their car because you know what? They thought he was not good enough. And then they wanted to be right because, just like I said, the hipsters want to be hip. But most importantly, they want to be first. Guys, I was just bringing you this information just to tell you about the happenings with with the new DOF of Manchester United, soon to be announced, because it has been reported yesterday that Manchester United are willing to pay somewhere in the region of £6 to £8 million to get Dan Ashworth over the line before 2026. Guys, join me in a few moments, because you know what? We're going to be reckless live with KG in the Reckless Delegates. Kenny Fan TV is going to be there. There's going to be Poppy, Yo-Yo, Pav, all the guys, even John Morgan. So you know what, guys? Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great day. I hope you all, as Manchester United fans, hold your head up high, guys. Walk around, stick your chest out, and smile, because you know what? 3 points in the bag. Top 4 hunt is on, and we're going. We're at home versus Luton Town, guys. Don't forget. Luton Town, man, still thinking about that game. It wasn't such a good game, but we did win 3 points. Don't forget, we're at home against Fulham, guys, this Saturday, 5 p.m., 4 p.m. UK time if you're in the UK, 5 p.m. if you're in Europe, Eastern time. It's going to be a big one. If United grab 3 points, it possibly takes us tied for 5th place. So let's see what's going on. Brush, big up to you, my buddy. Big up to you, GB, for coming in, and certainly big up to you, Kenny Fan TV. I'm about to hop across. Let's see what's happening today. We're going to create some charges and make some mischief with the Reckless Delegates. Guys, big up to all of you coming in. Hope you all have a great day. I will be back later on tonight to give you some more breaking news, because there may be confirmation on if Manchester United agrees and actually is going to pay between the region of 6 to 8 million. Kenny Fan TV, you think like I do, my brother, because I'm thinking he got 1, now he got 2. He's definitely looking for 3. He should have had a hat-trick on Saturday if Garnacho would pass the ball. You know what I mean? So maybe if these guys pass the ball on Saturday, he's going to have a hat-trick. Guys, let's go. Manchester United is not back yet, but you want to know something? We're definitely in the hunt. And if we keep winning, the pressure is going to be on. Let's see what it goes. In the next 5 match weeks, Manchester United face mostly, teams in the lower half of the table, while the other top 4 candidates all face themselves. Let's see what's in store. This Premier League is exciting. It could be flipped on its head. Let's go. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Big up to everyone coming in. Smash the likes and give me a share on Twitter if you have the time. And I will see you guys later. It's been your boy, Mark, and NUFC fan. Don't forget to smash that bell notification. Oh.